Hi, I'm James Hill from Brook Independent and author of the Lockseed Property blog. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the changes that are due this year to electrical safety regulations in rented properties. So let's get straight into it. So let's have a quick recap on the current legislation, the Electrical Equipment Safety Regulations 1994. Now, under this legislation, all landlords must be confident that everything in the property is safe for a tenant's use, including the wiring, sockets and light fittings, and they must ensure that that is maintained throughout the course of the tenancy. But unlike with gas regulations, there is currently no compulsory test required. So set to become law on the 1st of April 2020 are the Electrical Safety Standards in the Private Rented Sector, brackets England, Regulations 2020. What a mouthful. Well, under this new legislation, any landlord wishing to rent their property out after the 1st of July 2020 will have to have an electrical fixed installations test carried out. Now, it must be carried out by a qualified electrician, and the maximum time in between each certificate is every 5 years. Now, once completed, you have to issue the tenant the certificate within 28 days of it being carried out, and it must be retained by you until the next one is due. So the second key date under this legislation is the 1st of April 2021, when it will apply to all existing tenancies, not just new tenancies. So an EICR will typically take between 2 and 4 hours, and during that time the electrician will check any sockets, switches, light fittings, any permanently connected electrical equipment, as well as any visible cables, including that in attics, outbuildings and gardens. Whilst a 5-year interval between inspections is allowable as a maximum under the legislation, some installations may give rise to concerns, which will result in an interval of less than 5 years being recommended until the next inspection. The assessment will ultimately result in a satisfactory or non-satisfactory decision on the certificate, followed by a recommended interval to the next inspection. This is the equivalent to a pass or fail of the installation. There are 3 tiers for grading for items which are considered unsafe in a property. These are a C3. This is an advisory note, which means that an item has shown wear or damage but poses no imminent danger to the occupant, such as a small hairline crack in a faceplate. A C2 is potentially dangerous. It means that an item has damage or a problem which, although poses no immediate danger, could cause harm to the occupier in the short term, such as a broken light fitting. C1 is categorised as dangerous. It means that an item poses immediate danger, and this can be something such as exposed accessible wiring. So any number of C3s will not result in a non-satisfactory decision, and any number of C1s or C2s will result in a non-satisfactory decision. So as we've covered, the new legislation will apply to all new tenancies commencing after the 1st of July 2020. So if you are a landlord considering renting your property after this date, you are best advised to get the test carried out as quickly as possible for 2 reasons. Number 1, the electrician may well recommend some follow-up works in order for it to pass. And number 2, the closer we get to the 1st of July deadline, the more landlords will be wanting to get a test carried out. So if you want a particular electrician to carry the test out for you, you need to check they're going to have availability. So there we have it. As usual, if you've got any questions or would like any further information about the legislation, please give me a call on 01489 570011 or drop me an email at james.hill@brooklettings.co.uk. And for more articles about the local property market, please visit the Lockseed Property blog at www.thelockseedpropertyblog.co.uk. I'll see you soon.